He will sign the deal later today, or potentially 1 year larger deal, and ends up leading the league in three-pointers made last season. For standing offer that's been there since July, it includes a team option. But
I'm sure I'm not the only one that's noticed this. This is something that we need to address right now.
The NBA is expected to have a round-robin team option.
There's something weird about Shams, that blank stare at the camera.
Castle, the reigning rookie of the year as well, but that relationship between...
It's disturbing the more I see it, and it's something that at this point, I can't escape.
What is the latest with Kuminga and his contract?
Joining us now, Shams, what can you tell us?
Shams, what can you tell us about a big-time deal?
Possibility. We got to get back with Shams Charania and get a little more perspective on the likelihood of all this.
He gives me the heebie-jeebies, the creeps. Like, something is off about him. Something definitely is wrong here. Okay, I know this intro was a bit dramatic. I was just having a little fun with the editing. But I still do get the heebie-jeebies looking at Shams' face for a bit too long. There's something off about him, right? There's not much that we know about Shams, right? And I think that's intentional, not just from his side, but from ESPN's side, right? And Yahoo Sports, who he worked for before. He's meant to be, right, a mouthpiece for the powers that be in the NBA or in the media. I think a lot of people mistakenly think he's some sort of journalist. He has some sort of integrity, and he does his fact checking and he tries to get to the truth. No, he's a mouthpiece, and he basically tries to grow his brand by being the first to report on stuff that people find important. And I think that last part is fine, right? Him being the first to break news, him having sources, the connections so that he's able to break those news first, right? That's fine. That's not what I'm having a problem with. My problem is with people thinking that Shams in any way is a journalist, or that this is how journalism is done in today's age, with a Twitter account where you could break the news first, no matter how factually correct or not correct you may be. And because Shams has a large following and he tends to have breaking news, a lot of times people attribute him something that, quite frankly, he doesn't have, like integrity, backbone, right? He really, there's no personality. There's nothing here. There isn't a man that we're seeing. It is a vessel. It is a megaphone, a mouthpiece.
Am I accurate in saying this is going to be an active summer for the NBA?
Pat, this is the most, I think, anticipation team executives have had over an offseason. I think this is going to be the craziest offseason of I don't want to say all time. We just came off a trade deadline. I think it was the craziest of all time. I think this offseason might be the most craziest ever, because I think there's so many.
The most craziest ever.
That's crazy.
MCE.
As of today, I'm recording this. It's October 3rd. So the offseason's basically over up to this point. Teams are on training camp. Preseason games have already started being played. So we can look back at this most craziest offseason ever and see if Shams was actually right about this. And if people were to measure the offseason based on the amount of tweets Shams posts, maybe you might have a case, because he tweeted a lot this offseason. Like, I'm scrolling back, right? And we're not even at August yet. Look, September 11th. Oh my gosh. Even in September, things were packed. So much news happened. Oh my gosh. Oh, August 22nd. Bro, so much happened during the offseason, right? Bro, you're seeing all these breaking news. Oh my God. Yo, Shams was going crazy. So much was happening. Yo, Luka Doncic. We're on July 31st. Mikal extension. Bro, yo, he cooked. Yo, this was the best offseason ever. So many players. Was that Doug McDermott I just seen? All right, Marcus Smart. Bro, Damian Lillard. Portland. Wow! Was that Chris Livingston I just see? Bro, anyway, the point is, Shams tweeted a lot during this offseason. He tweeted a lot, but his tweets were mostly fodder, let's be honest. Breaking, Phoenix Suns star Devin Booker has agreed to a 2-year yada yada extension, okay? That's the first tweet. That's the bomb, right? Then he tweets out a quote tweet where he says Booker and owner Matt Ishbia. Basically, the quote tweet is supposed to be an explainer from either the agent or the player executive side, somebody basically telling Shams, yeah, this is what I want you to say in the quote tweet to try to make this, sound good for us, right? And so this is where he's talking about a meeting that happened to where they were able to get the deal done. Oh my gosh. And then for some reason he added another quote tweet. I guess this was two different people wanting him to say something. And then the article from ESPN. This is like tweet 4 about the same freaking story. The same breaking news. This guy is stat padding tweets, bro, at this point, bro. That's what he was doing the whole offseason. Jordan McLaughlin, okay? This is a one tweet. Only deserves one tweet. I don't want to see another tweet about this. Right? Okay, he didn't put an article for this one, but you know, he's doing stuff. Breaking news, Jalen Williams extension. Guess what? He quote tweets that, and then he puffs it up for the Thunder to make it look nice. And then another quote tweet to the quote tweet that he tweeted previously to basically promote NBA Today, and then the article from ESPN. Like, it's an ongoing thing. When a bigger story gets tweeted, there's like 3 more tweets that follow up basically about the same story. It's annoying. It was so annoying. At one point I wanted to basically mute Shams. I didn't want to see his tweets because most of them were just bullshit. Like, I'm not gonna lie. A tweet talking about VanVleet being elected as the new president of the NBPA. Okay, I guess that's worthy of breaking news, right? But then you're quote tweeting that, trying to talk about McCollum's journey and VanVleet being undrafted. Look at this, beautiful. We don't care. And then, you know, Cole Anthony buyout with the Grizzlies, goes to the Bucks. Okay, fine. An article? Nigga, I don't want to read the article. You just told me the news. Like, the article barely said anything that you didn't say on the tweet. Like, bro, it's ridiculous, bro. He was milking this offseason just to tweet out a bunch of nonsense. But that's not Shams' fault. That's ESPN telling him to do. If he wasn't working for ESPN, that's my whole point, bro. He is basically a puppet for ESPN, bro. He is a puppet for the agents and executives, bro. He's just a mouthpiece for them. That's what I'm saying.
We're both from Chicago. We're both Aries. You're a Missouri grad. That was in my top 3. I just didn't go to Missouri.
And I know people are going to say, but look, he has personality. This guy's funny. Oh my God, he's flirting with Kay Adams. I mean, that's what the title of this YouTube video I found this from is saying. Like, he's flirting on live TV again. Bro, he's just, all right, bro. People got to drag stuff like this. All right, bro. And the thing is, when you start getting to know exactly how this guy lives his life and what he's obsessed with, what drives him at night and makes him wake up in the morning, I'm not gonna lie, it just makes you feel bad for the guy.
Shams' daily routine truly makes no sense. This guy works 18 hours a day. And at first, I thought, you know, this is cap, but his screen time is actually over 17 hours. Then, when he goes on quote-unquote vacation, he only slows it down to a measly 12 hours per day, where he won't even do anything but stay near the pool so he can have access to his phone if an emergency pops up. I mean, this man got that Mark Wahlberg schedule.
I think what concerns me about that story, bro, is how people react to it. Some people would say, rightfully, that that's crazy. Bro, you got to live your life at some point. But others would be like, man, that's great, bro. The grind, the hustle, that's what gets you to the best places. You're going to be successful with that type of mentality, right? That hustle culture stuff, bro, it's really toxic, bro. Like, that's not something that should be celebrated. I'll be honest, it's not.
He also sends out over 500 texts and emails every single day, and even recently quit his pickup basketball league after missing a quote significant coaching update during a game. So RIP Shams' elite jump shot.
And look, it's one thing to be obsessed with this, right? And actually enjoying what you do. So you put in that many hours, you do what you can because this is all you want to do. Quitting basketball, pick up basketball because you missed. Like, I get it, it's your job, so you want to be engaged as much as you can. But bro, this is overkill. 18 hours a day. When you're on vacation, you scale it back to 12 hours to where you could still be on your phone. Bro, that's not a vacation at that point. You're still working. You're just working less than you usually do. Like, bro, that's really sad, bro. I mean, that's the industry he chose to be in, bro. That's what he wants to do. Like, I get it. Like, this is what he wants to do in life. And that's part of what gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like, this guy is, quite frankly, he's given all of himself to make this job possible. He's basically given up it feels like his humanity, bro. Like this guy is basically he's all about his job, bro. Like I think a lot of people have talked about this or how, when you're dedicated to your work this much, it does begin to dehumanize you, bro. Like you begin to think yourself as that person that works that job. You don't think yourself as a person that has multiple other interests or, things that you feel and whatever you feel that moment, if you feel sad, if it's not in the benefit of you working that job, you're gonna scrape that to the side, and I think that's dangerous. That's where it gets really dangerous. Like if Shams were to have a mental breakdown at some point, and he'd be like, "Damn, I might have to quit this job because I don't know what's going on with my body." Like I wouldn't be surprised if we seen that one day, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if it's happening, and he's just not wanting to speak about it. Like it's one of those things. Man, bro, like it's scary. It's scary.
Woj once called him one of the best young reporters. Now he's Woj's biggest rival.
I saw this short from Clutch Points years ago where it basically talks about the obsession that Shams has with breaking the news about basketball. I don't know how a kid gets into that gig. Like he was so young, at 20 years old, he was able to get lend himself a gig working for Yahoo Sports. Like that's how he got his big break. He interviewed D Wade. He broke the news of a Luol Deng trade in 2012. Like it was one of those things that got him to where he's at today. But bro, that's just that's just how obsessed he was. Like he was willing to basically give up his entire self for this job. And what I said earlier about, what do we know about this guy and his background? Hey, maybe that's all he is, bro. All he is that he works as a reporter breaking the news, right? That's all he wants to do, and that's all he cares for. He doesn't have any hobbies. He doesn't have any other interest. This guy is purely only focused on breaking basketball news for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but this guy, this is all he wants to do, and it's creepy. It's very creepy. Is there a point to this video? I'm not even sure anymore, bro. Like, this was really just me trying to understand more, like, who Shams is. But it just got me feeling bad for dude. I'm not gonna lie. Like, damn, bro. Like, I don't get it, bro. Like, recently I've been going through stuff on my channel. So I'm just thinking, like, from his perspective, like, bro, I would have stopped doing this thing in less than a year. Like if I was that into the job to where I was making YouTube videos 18 hours a day, the burnout would have happened sooner. Like that doesn't even sound sustainable at all. How is he still doing this after 10 plus years? Like that's crazy. That's crazy.